yelling at some more people. Because people are fucking stupid. Okay, number one, how was your 2020? Mine was, well, it was. I wasn't here doing YouTube videos, so entirely, I didn't have time. That's the thing, I just could not find the time to sit down and rant about things like Jeffree Star, who apparently now he's messing with Kanye West, and number one, I don't believe that. He even said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And of course, because he's just so desperate for attention, this Cole Carrigan kid is like, but no, he wasn't doing it. I was. Please believe that I was. Please. Please talk about me. Please. I'm desperate for attention. No, you aren't. No, shut the fuck up. No one's asking for Cole. No one cares about Cole. Sorry, Cole, but only the people who watch you care about you. I'm sorry. None of us care. Okay, so that happened. Apparently this happened this year. Whatever. Of course, the huge story of 2020 is Tati Westbrook suing that Without a Crystal Ball chick, who I don't know if I have enough subscribers for her to even know who I am, and I'll give a rat's ass. I'm not scared of you. You're not suing anybody. Yeah, Miss, I don't have a leg to stand on in this lawsuit, so I'm just gonna go off half-cocked on fucking YouTube Live shit. Yeah. The chick who introduces herself in every intro to her video but claims you're doxing her when you use her real name. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know your real name was your real name, and we weren't allowed to use your real name. Only you are. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever. You're gonna get yours. Whatever. But really what I want and what I made this video to talk about was the stupid, whatever her name is, the Soho Karen chick. The 22-year-old grown-ass woman who decided she wanted to attack an 8th grade boy because, well, he took her phone. Meanwhile, you left your phone in Uber. The fact that so that's what I want to talk about. This chick's instincts. The first thing she does upon realizing that her phone was missing was to see someone else with a phone and go, if I can't have a phone, he can't have it either. This complete stranger, this 8th grade middle school boy. Yeah, so she attacked him because he had my phone. So you lose your phone and your instincts is not to retrace your steps. That tells me everything about your parents' parenting ability. Because apparently they didn't teach you how to retrace your steps when you lose something. I know for me, because I was taught to do things like this, that when I lose something, I may have left it somewhere. I'm gonna go trace my steps. I went to Starbucks. Let me go back to the Starbucks. See if I lost it there. Oh, I didn't lose it. I did take an Uber. Maybe I left it in the Uber. Oh, as a kid. Oh, he has a phone. Whatever. And she sits on fucking Gayle King and being interviewed by Gayle King. And Gayle King's asking her questions. She's like, well, but I'm just a 22. What's wrong with a 22-year-old girl asking a guy? He's not a guy. He's a middle school student. But I was lost in New York. And you couldn't call, like, you were at a hotel. You couldn't ask, that's... I don't understand people who don't know how to problem solve like that. I don't understand. Why didn't you see... my generation, the Generation Xers, are apparently living up to our moniker of the slacker generation. Because apparently we're failing to teach our children proper problem-solving skills. You lose something, you retrace your steps. You don't automatically attack a person. You don't sit there going, well, I get to have a phone. Nobody else gets to have a phone, but I lost my phone, so of course I didn't leave it anywhere. Why would I leave it somewhere? That's not a thing that exists. No, yes it is. What the hell is wrong with you? And a lawyer is sitting there next to her in this interview trying to get her client to go back on track. That tells me everything I need to know about that lawyer. She obviously doesn't know how to do her job. Because if it was me, if I was a lawyer, I would be smacking her, go, shut the hell up right now. You don't talk to her like that. Let me, as your lawyer, do all the goddamn talking before you incriminate yourself even goddamn further. That would be me, because apparently I know how to act like a grown-up. You attacked an 8th grade boy because he had a phone and you didn't. You lost your phone. Oh, the fuck well. I was lost in New York, and I was scared, and I had my life. Okay? And I lose my phone all the time. I lose my keys. That doesn't mean I get to attack somebody, some complete stranger who, by the way, whose parents happen to be friends with fucking Beyonce. Oh, the beehive is after you, bitch. The hell? I get you're 22, but you're an adult. And of course, Gayle King said the greatest statement. You're 22. That means you're a grown-up. You're supposed to know better. And this little girl, because that's how she's acting, is sitting there going, enough. With the hand, enough. Like, you don't talk to people like that. And the fact that she feels like she is allowed tells me everything about her parents' parenting. So that's how she is as an adult. That's how her parents raised her into adulthood. It's something that smacks of entitlement, and that's our fault. I'm sorry, but it's our generation's fault. Because we were the ones who taught our children that they deserve to get everything in life, and nobody else does. No, you're not special. Nobody is fucking special. How dare you think you're special? Why? Because your mommy says you are? Your mommy thinks you're special. Nobody else gets to think you're special. And that's another thing. Her mommy taught her that she was special. Yeah, okay, because your mommy loves you. My mom told me I was special. It was in a different way than everybody else. But that's a tangent for another day. Yeah. But, I mean, just because your mommy loved you does not mean you get to act a certain way. And I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper, by the way. I'm also shaking it because I'm just so it's not even that I'm pissed. It's just that I'm so sick and this. See, this is the adults that we are raising them into. All the little entitled participation trophy kids that we taught as little 5-year-olds. Oh yay, good kick, yay! You do that kick, yay! This is them. No one's going to pat you on the back in real life. No one's going to coddle you in real life. You don't get to have that. Because life is fucking hard. Get a fucking helmet. To quote Boy Meets World, life is hard. Get a helmet. You don't get to act a certain way and think that that's okay. I'm sorry. Parents, teach your kids not to do this. Like, why are we teaching our grown adult kids that they get to act any way they kind of want to with no consequences? If I ever thought I could attack another human, regardless of their age, because I got to, I get to do that, my mother would beat me so hard. she'd be beating me into next week. I grew up with an Irish mother and an Italian father. You honestly think I get to act like it? No. And you know, damn well I'm not going to teach my kids that way. My sister doesn't treat her kids that way because that's not how adults work. That's not how being an adult works. You don't get to have everything because you get to have anything. Because you were born. Being born does not entitle you to the world. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I'm sorry if you thought that way. But guess what? Reality check, it doesn't. I don't understand why you think that is. What justification do you have other than, well, I get to? No, obviously you don't. Because she obviously has a criminal record. Because she's been arrested numerous times for other things. Her mother has been right there with her getting arrested. So obviously, she's that kind of person where her mother's just like, screw this, I'm just going to be that kind of person. You know, we are not our kids' friends. We're their parents. I'm sorry you want your kid to love you forever, but that's not realistic. It's not. Kids need to show independence, and therefore they need to show how to separate from you in a way that's healthy. You know, the stupid teenage rebellion is us trying to assert not only our independence, but our personalities and our interests and who we are becoming as who we want to be. That's how we create ourselves. You know, you are supposed to guide us as kids into adulthood by letting us allow ourselves to be creative. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not your kid's friend. What makes you think you have to be? What? Was your mother your friend? And that traumatized you so bad that you had to say, well, I can never, I have to break the chains. My mother was a mother to me, and that made me so traumatized that I can't. Because, you know, and I get that, you know, I'm not a parent, I don't have kids. I don't know what it's like to be a parent. You know, I'm an aunt. You know, that's all I am. But I know for me as a kid and how I was raised, we are supposed to take our parents' parenting things that they taught us. You know, this is how you be an adult. By being the adult you want your kid to be. And then they go out in the world and show the world, this is how my parents were. This is how my parents taught me how to be an adult. This is how they were adults. Because that's something that makes sense to me. That as we go into adulthood, and I've said it numerous times in other videos years ago when I made videos, we are the embodiment of our parents' parenting ability. Everything that our parents raised us into being is how we go out into the world, into adulthood and be. My parents raised me to be courteous, to be professional when it was supposed to be professional. You know, they also taught me how to speak English, but apparently that failed. But they taught me how to be a certain way because they were a certain way. They were professional. They were courteous. They were embodiments of their own beliefs and values. And they showed how, you know, this is how I want you to be by, you know, because kids mimic their parents. And you as a parent have to be the kind of person you want your kid to be by being the kind of adult you want your kids to be. Not being some trashy, horrible, you know, a poor excuse for a human being. My light is going out. Fine. I guess I don't get lit in this thing. I guess you don't get to see me today, I guess. Yeah. But I mean, if this is how her grandmother raised her mother, what does that say about her grandmother's parenting ability if your mother is sitting there with you committing crimes along with you because that's apparently okay? That says everything about her mother's morals. Like how she sees, not even just how she sees the world, but how she interacts with the world. I get to do what I want to do because I said so. That's not how the world works, and you have to teach your kids that. You have to, that's how we raise adults into adults. We teach them how the adult world works. Yeah, you can sit there and tell me, well, you apparently watch a lot of Dr. Phil. Yeah, I do. How is that a bad thing considering what he's trying to teach everybody? By telling people the things that he's trying to tell him. Okay, he's trying to make a profit. So sue him for trying to make a profit. But these people are obviously reaching to him for help. And he's obviously giving them some kind of advice that makes some kind of sense somewhere. I mean, if you want to comment below of what his advice is, how his advice is counterproductive, then tell me. Like, as someone with some kind of degree in psychology, how is everything that he's teaching, not that he needs a TV show and he's doing this for ratings thing. I mean, yes, he's doesn't have a degree, so he can't like practice, but is he not giving advice that makes sense in terms of how the real world works and how life works and how addiction works? Is that like, I mean, to me it makes sense. He validated everything that I was learning when I was getting my psychology degree, or my helper's degree. Everything that I learned in those psychology classes, that's what he was reiterating on his show. And I'm like, oh, well, that's something that makes sense. So he makes sense. If you think about what he's saying in terms of like psychology and advice and stuff, it makes sense. Okay, so he's making a profit off of people. Doesn't mean he's not making sense. Just because you lost your phone does not mean you get to attack somebody. That's not what that means. But I was lost I've been in New York. As a Long Islander, I've been in New York. And I didn't have a cell phone. Guess how I got around? It's called using a fucking map. It's called relying on other people. Hey, excuse me, I don't know where I am right now. Can you help me get to like so-and-so? Is it like over that way or is it over that way? That kind of thing. Yeah, it's like over that way. If you go down that block, like 2 blocks, and then like turn right, it's like down like 2 blocks over. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I got confused. I don't know why. I haven't been in the city in so long. That's how and I get having your life in your phone and you panic when you lose it. But that doesn't justify attacking a middle school boy and then talking about him like he's like your age. He's not your age. Unless you're a 13-year-old girl. Are you? Because you're acting like it. You're not acting like a 22-year-old who's old enough to go off and fight wars. You're obviously not old enough to live on your own because you don't know how to get around without the fucking phone. It's called a fucking map. Go to fucking, bodega down the street if you could find yourself a bodega. New Yorkers may seem rude to people who are outside of New York, but we're actually not rude. If you come up to us and say, I don't know where I am right now, could you help me point out, like, where I need to go? Are there any places that sell, like, the paper maps? This chick went to, like, the hotel, back to hotel. Do people that work there, like, what was stopping her from going up to the hotel person and saying, I seem to have lost my phone. Can you help me? Can you help me? What was stopping you from doing that? Obviously something was because you didn't. Obviously you saw some black kid with a phone and said, well, I don't have a phone, so this black person doesn't get to have a phone. How is that not racist? But I'm just a 22, I'm a 22-year-old girl. That just describes everything. Oh, you're 22. Okay, well that explains everything. Yeah, that's 22. That's how 22-year-olds act. No, it's fucking not. How much of an adult are you that you get to attack a 14-year-old child, an 8th grade boy, who, by the way, is in middle school? He's a fucking middle schooler. He was on vacation his damn self, I think. I don't know. Was he on vacation? I don't know. I'm losing my voice. I don't know. He's a middle schooler, and you justify it by saying, what's wrong with me talking to a guy? You physically attacked with no provocation, attacked a 13-year-old child, a middle school student, an 8th grade boy, as a 22-year-old adult person. How is that not assault? But he had my phone. You don't know that. Did he take it off of your body? Did he physically take you, pull you down on the floor and whip the phone out of your hand? But I lost my phone. And that doesn't mean that somebody took it from you. That means you were stupid enough to leave it somewhere. That's a thing that happens in this world. I get that you don't think that that's a thing that exists. But leaving your phone somewhere at like Starbucks or in an Uber because you're stupid, that doesn't justify attacking, like walking up to this middle school boy, this 8th grade boy, and trying to drag him down to the ground, rip his phone out of his hand, when you had no proof that it was yours. What was the phone case the same case? What? How do you know that was not your phone? How did you know that was your phone? Did it look like your phone? It was an iPhone. All the iPhones look alike. The only difference is that some of them have like the little 3 camera thingies and some of them have 2. How is that the same? How is that different? It doesn't make any sense, this chick doing this. And it just shows entitlement. And that's a discussion we as a society need to fucking have. Is how are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching them entitlement or not? This is how they are as adults. How are they going to be when they're fucking our age and have kids of their own? Some of them even do. Now, just pisses me off, and it's just so fucking stupid. A stupid bitch. And of course, everybody's calling her the Soho Karen. She's not a Karen. She's mean and entitled. That's not a Karen. Karens are not. They're entitled, but it's a different kind of entitlement. It's an adult entitlement. It's I'm an adult and you have to do what I say kind of entitlement. She's not an adult, apparently. Apparently she doesn't know how to be an adult. And I guess she's 22. That's not like full-on adult. That's not like 35. She's not my age, that's for damn sure. I know Katie Joy is my age. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say your name. Because it's not like you introduce your name in every fucking intro to your fucking videos. Or anything. I'm sorry. Yeah, apparently at 40 fucking 7 years old, I'm way more mature than you. Oh, I'm sorry. Because it's not like I'm getting sued by Tati Westbrook or anything. By the way, how's that lawsuit doing, by the way? You in it? Probably not. Okay, anyway. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to go. It's been a long time since I've done this. And hopefully I'll see you next time with more bullshit that I have to fucking talk about. And I'll see you when I see you.